Driven. Conquer.
Competition. Passion.
Drive. You hear coaches tell their players, you've got to have drive in order to succeed. Parents try to teach their children this by telling them to ignite a desire from within. What does it really mean to be driven? We see people who seem to have everything going their way and possess a lion's heart as they strut forward. For some of us, we feel stranded in life, stuck in the mud of everyday obstacles. Others may be having trouble shifting gears as the road ahead gets steeper from the stress of deadlines due and endless family responsibilities overwhelming our redlined engines. As with every great strategy, the secret recipe lies in the how. Hi, I'm human performance expert Brad Valancourt. Today you're going to hear two amazing stories about how you can find another gear when you start sputtering. Character building comes when we hurdle over the obstacles in our way and persevere. A mountainous obstacle just means shifting into four-wheel drive as you continue towards your goal. Few have the intestinal fortitude to withstand the hurricanes of adversity and uncertainty that try to rip apart their life over and over. It's my honor to introduce to you a man who was 1 in a million, actually 1 in 1.3 million to be precise, and a woman who has accomplished incredible feats and still moves through life with the pedal to the metal, displaying her brilliant smile as she does. To them, roadblocks allow them to show off their driving skills. You will learn how to open pathways through the fears and the worries, inspire you, and have a clearer vision and accelerate towards your goals. Listen to what they have to say.
Brad has something very special that very few people in Canada have ever experienced, nor I'm sure want to experience. So Brad, please tell me about what happened on that day in 1998 in July.
Well, I was getting myself prepared for work and taking a shower. I started feeling kind of funny in my head, kind of dizzy feeling. And I just, decided I was going to wash my hair, and down I went in the shower.
Down you went?
I fell.
Wow.
I fell. My legs were gone.
Like no feeling at all?
No feeling at all. So I shut off the water. I tried to sit up, and I regained some movement. Feeling, not really. So I got up, got ready for work, and I still went to work.
Mm-hmm.
While I was at work, they decided, they were watching me for some reason. I was taking more breaks than I ever taken. I had a lot of sitting. Then they told me that they don't want me back to work until I figure out what's wrong with me.
Okay.
So I then went home. I was very, very neglectful of going to the hospital. I had no intention of going. My wife, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law sat me down and told me that there's something wrong. I should go get it looked at.
Any particular reason why you didn't want to go?
I just don't like hospitals.
I don't like hospitals. Yeah.
Don't like doctors, don't like being there.
Okay, yeah, that's certainly.
Because they usually find something wrong.
You know what? You're probably right.
Yeah, they did. They found something wrong.
What did they find?
It took them 20 days of picking, probing, x-rays, flipping me around, spinal taps, and they found that I had this disease called transverse myelitis.
Okay.
It's very rare. My body thought my spinal cord was a virus.
And aren't there only maybe 2 other people in the country that have it?
1 in 1.3 million.
Wow.
And I picked me lottery tickets don't work. So then they started, they took out the spinal fluid, put in some steroids.
Okay.
Tried to see if it would, replenish whatever was wrong. And it worked.
Okay. For how long?
Not too long, because now I'm on medication that's controlling it.
Right, okay.
So if I falter my medication, I then lose more feelings in my legs. I will always have numbness in my legs, neuropathy.
Yeah.
I don't feel a lot of things. My motor skills are damaged because of it.
Okay. How so?
Oh, I have trouble moving, lifting. I always got to make sure I'm paying attention to what my legs are doing. I don't have that natural skill. Like you see carpet, your brain knows to lift your feet up. I trip.
Okay.
I stub my toes, I bang my legs, I bang my knees.
What did the doctors tell you when you first got it, and how bad it really got?
They told me I lost roughly 65% of my nervous system.
Wow.
They told me I would never work again. I would never do a lot of things again. I would hit a plateau and never recover from that.
Really?
I achieved that plateau, and I went back to work for 10 more years. Now I
Working 7 days a week, I believe,
7
right?
days a week. 2 different jobs. Yeah, it was crazy.
Running a restaurant, you and your wife there, my gosh, and working at the same time?
Yep.
Oh man, that is incredible.
6 days a week. But I owe that mostly to you.
Well, I mean, you still had the drive. Nothing was going to stop you. From the day that I met you,
Yeah.
nothing was going to stop you. You were shuffling your feet to get yourself to the appointment, and you had a goal in mind. What was that goal?
I was going to go.
Yeah. You told me that you were going to
prove them wrong.
That's right. And you had little kids at the time.
Yes.
And you wanted to do 2 things with them that you couldn't do.
Yep.
You wanted to do what?
I want to go bike riding for sure.
Yeah, you wanted to go bike riding. You wanted to skate and run.
Those I still can't quite achieve.
Okay, now at one time, weren't you running and didn't you go skating?
Oh yes.
Okay, so that's great. That's fantastic. Even though the doctors had one opinion, you had your own.
Oh yeah. I was hard-headed. Well, you have to. If you don't have drive, you're not going to drive.
Exactly. So
If
what
you
gets you
wanna-
up in the morning?
If you want to say poor me, you're going to be poor me.
Totally, right? You're going to be in that
Yes.
victim mode.
Absolutely. That's how it's going to be. If you want to take your next step, you got to lift up that leg.
Knowing that you're going to fall anyway?
Try.
Or that there's at least a huge percentage that there's a
Right.
point where you're going to reach exhaustion and just fall.
Sooner or later, you're still going to lift that leg.
Yeah, exactly.
You still have to try.
That's awesome. Okay, now you've had this for going on 21 years now.
Yeah.
And what was the deepest, darkest moment? Was it the time that you found out? Was it another time?
It's another time. Watching my kids outside playing in the snow.
In the snow. Okay.
I was sitting on the couch and I couldn't. Well, I was laying on the couch, looking out the window, thinking, "I want to be there. I want to grow with my kids."
Nice.
Not much longer after that, I don't even know what happened, but I was walking across the kitchen floor, and I have
Excellent.
no idea how or where. Like I'm saying, it's mind over matter.
You went from not moving at all to seeing your kids and deciding, that's it, nothing's
Yep.
going to stop me.
You got it.
Nice.
Even my wife said, "What happened? Why? What's going on?" I don't know.
That's fantastic.
I just decided I'm going to go, and I went.
and nothing stopped you, not work, not even
Nothing.
vacationing. I mean, when you go on vacations now,
I still have to be prepared though.
certainly. So how do you prepare yourself?
I have a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I have a walker. I have a cane. I have everything I need just in case.
Great.
Because you don't know.
That's right.
I could fall again tomorrow.
Yeah, the nervous system really gives you very little notice, if anything.
Yeah, they don't knock on your door and say, "Hey, you know what? Tomorrow."
Now, you've got a granddaughter, and she's beautiful.
Yep.
But she is really young and wants to play with her grandfather.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you deal with stuff
She
like that?
wears me out.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. I just, like I say, mind over matter. Go.
Mind over matter.
I get tired, I get exhausted, I get cranky, I get miserable.
It doesn't
You
matter.
have to put it away.
Okay. Now, you just had your knee replaced, right? The left one?
Right.
Right one. Okay. And that was done August of this year, right?
Yeah.
So just a few months ago.
August 15th.
And already you are walking with no cane, no apparatus at all.
Nothing.
And you're giving her.
The doctors even asked me why I'm getting my knee replaced, being that I'm in a wheelchair.
Really?
And I said, because the arthritis and the pain that it's creating, it's adding more to my problem. Why add more? Take it away. They took the arthritis away, they took the knee away, they gave me a new knee, and I'm better already.
I definitely can see that.
So
I couldn't believe when you were going up and
could not walk without a
downstairs.
cane.
I've seen so many people with knee replacements, and it's like 6 months later, and they still are nowhere near where you are.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I
Mind
mean,
over matter.
you and your wife are both very strong-willed people that will stop at nothing.
Driven.
Yeah,
You have to be driven.
that's fantastic. You don't see that, right?
No, you don't.
Oh, man.
Especially this day and age, the new generation.
Okay, so if you had an entire generation to talk to right now, what would you tell them? What's one thing that you would give them for some advice?
Set goals.
Set goals.
Yes.
Excellent.
Achieve your goal.
Don't just set them, but go after them.
Right. Conquer.
Kirsten Sharp has been a morning show radio co-host and is a year-round competitive athlete. Although she's been playing tennis for only 9 years, she's already won an international tournament. When Kirsten rappels down buildings, you'll know it's her by the suit and spider webs.
I found tennis probably about 9 years ago, and I just sort of played for fun. I like to keep active. I used to do outrigger canoe. I competed in that, and there was something different about tennis. Like, you are out there, unless you're playing doubles, one-on-one. Sometimes matches are 3.5 hours long, and you think about 3.5 hours. You think about how long it takes to pass, and you're on a court, and you do not stop playing. And often, you're not playing your opponent, you're playing yourself. So the amount that I have grown as a person playing that sport has been huge. So that's another thing that drives me to keep playing and to keep doing better.
So when you have this opponent that you can't see because you are that opponent, you know, you're struggling with yourself, and yet you've got this ball coming at you at the same time, and you're trying to stay positive and figure out, okay, well, this is my strategy. I need to stick with my strategy. How tough is that to try to remain on track?
It's hard. I played a match at Nationals. I played someone that I'd never beaten before, and I lost pretty badly in the first set. I won the second really easily. I just took all my might, and I'm like, I'm going to do this. And then the third set, I was down 4-1, and I ended up winning that third set 6-1. So if you know tennis at all, I won the next. Yeah. And I just was like, I'm like one point at a time, and it really transfers to life. Like, just take it one step at a time,
Yeah.
and just keep going. So those moments feel really good, especially when you can have a comeback win, because that's sort of the hardest. But what I've learned about myself is that I'm a fighter. Like, even when I'm down, I don't give up. And often I've been down. It's tough. It's tough going out there and losing, but even when you lose, you learn so much about yourself. And then when you win, it keeps you going. Everyone has their own story. Everyone is going to come across times in their life that are harder than others. And what's always kept me going is, as sad as it sounds, there's always someone worse off. And whatever you're experiencing at that moment can and will change. You just need to have the focus to change it. And for me, sport has been such a driver in my life for more reasons than I could ever imagine. Community, friendship, competition, drive, passion, education. It's incredible. And there is something out there for everybody. There is something that is going to give you that. Find it.
Our perception of people who are driven can be misleading because of how easy and consistent they appear to be. Brad and Kirsten certainly have shown us how much sweat equity pays off rather than sweating through the small stuff. Conquer. Take one step at a time. Those are their mantras. Now we see their motors are always going, shifting gears to adapt to the changes they need to make in order to achieve their goals. Drive. It's what coaches tell their players, and it's a seed that parents try to plant in their children. Now you know the recipe Brad and Kirsten use to lead their extraordinary lives. What action are you going to take to enhance your life?
Driven.
Even though I've lost this match, there's still another match out there that I can win.
If you don't have drive, you're not going to drive. conquer.
Play your game. Just take it one step at a time. If I can help change one or two people, that really keeps me going.